si Adan. Today, I'm going to teach the summary of chapter 11 titled Build a Small Network. So let's proceed. This is the chapter outline, Introduction, 11.1, Network Design, Network Security, Basic Network Performance, and the summary. This is the network design. Device is in a small network. Small network topologies. Typical small business network. Small networks have simple designs. Only a small number of network devices are needed. A small network usually comprises one router, a couple of switches, and the user PCs. A connection to the internet is achieved through a single WAN link, commonly, commonly either cable or DSL. Most of the managing task is related to maintaining and troubleshooting existing equipment. They manage the management of a small network is usually done by an employee of a third-party company. Device selection for a small network. Factors to consider when choosing a device in addition to those listed in the graphic include OS features, security, QoS, BOIP, LE switching, NAT, third DHCP, addressing for a small network. Addressing space is a crucial component of a network design. All devices connected to the network requires an address. The address scheme must be planned, documented, and maintained. Address space documentation can be very useful for troubleshooting. Address documentation is also very important when controlling sources access. Redundancy in a small network. A redundancy to a server farm a farm a network should reliable by design. Network failures are usually very costly. Redundancy increases reliability by limiting single point of failures. Network redundancy can be achieved by duplicating network equipment and links. A good example is network links to the internet or server farm. The traffic management, the common application, network application used to communicate over the network. The email client and the web servers are example of this type of application. Application web service, programs that interface with the network and further data for transfer. Each service uses protocols which define the standards and data formats to be used. Common protocols. Each of these network protocols define process, processes on either end of a communication session, how messages are sent and unexpected response, type of messages, syntax of the message, meaning of informational fields, interaction with the next lower layer, the real-time application. Small network groups. To scale a network, several elements are required. The network documentation, device inventory, budget and the traffic analysis, protocol analysis, employee network utilization, security threats and vulnerabilities. Types of threats. Digital intrusion can be costly. Intruders can gain access to the Super vulnerability hardware attacks or stolen credentials. Common type of digital threats include those listed in these groups: the information theft, data loss and manipulation, identity theft, and the disruptions of the service. Physical security classes of physical threats: hardware, environmental, electrical, and maintenance. Types of vulnerabilities: three primary vulnerabilities: technological, the configuration, and the security policy. Networks attack: type of malware: virus, worms, and Trojan horse. The reconnaissance attack: the discovery and buffing of system and service, often not considered an attack on its own. Goal is to achieve enough information to the target system or network to facilitate the search for vulnerabilities. Common tools rely mostly on free and public internet services such as DNS and WHOIS, Fort Scanner, and Packet Sniffers. They are also commonly used in reconnaissance, access attack, denial of service attack. Attacks are difficult to eliminate, regarded trivial limit execution. Although simple, those attacks are still dangerous. Ultimately, they prevent authorized people from using a service by consuming service resources. To help prevent those attacks, it is important to have the least security updates, denial of service attacks, network mitigation, backup, upgrade, active and path, authentication, authorization, and accounting, the firewalls. A firewall controls the traffic and prevents unauthorized access. Techniques for determining what is permitted or designed access to a network include packet filtering, application filtering, URL filtering, stateful packet inspection, endpoint security. Common endpoint are laptops, desktop, servers, smartphones, and tablets. Securing endpoints devices is challenging. Employees need to be trained on proper use of the network. Policies often include the use of antivirus software and tools, intrusion prevention. More comprehensive endpoint security solutions rely on network access controls, device security, device security overview, password, basic security practice that enable SSH, backup and restoring individual files, the router file system, switch file system, backing up and restoring using text fields, backing up restoring TFTP, using USB port on a Cisco router, and that basic network performance, the ping command, interpreting ping results. IS ping indicators. Using the ping command is an effective way to test the connectivity. Uses internet control message protocol to verify layer 2 connectivity. The ping command can help to identify the source of the problem. A ping issued from the iOS will yield one of several indications for each ICMP echoes request that present. The most common indicators are exclamation period and the U, interpreting ping results, extended ping, the trace route command, message. The trace returns a list of hubs. As packet is routed through a network, the form of the command depends on the platform. Use tracer for Windows based system and tracer for Cisco iOS and Unix based system. Show command, this is the show command, close command, the ipconfig command, the arc command. So that's all for chapter 11, and I hope that you learned something from me. And once again, my name is Justin Falcianen, and thank you for watching and thank you for listening. I hope you learned something